Good evening, good evening. This is Martin here, coming with you live and apologize for the slight delay as my live streaming broadcasting seems to be facing some issue, but I decided to use the Zoom to do this. All right, tonight, let's get on to some business for tonight. Yep. So tonight we will be talking about what? All right. So tonight I want to talk about the opportunity that we are seeing right now in this market, which some of you may have already seen it and probably be asking, why are you still looking into utility sectors? So what are the latest? But let me break it down a bit more deeper than what we seen in the eye. And this is something I've been really talking a lot to my fellow investor and some of my clients to explain to them what's really happening on the sector that we are seeing today. Yeah. So definitely what many people may have missed off is the underlying opportunity that is presented so far. All right. So I just want to break it down for you, for those of you who have not known about this. And something I also talked about on the 28th of February, which is a couple of months ago. And I was talking in terms of really, how do I put it? The opportunity that is available right now, because I also want our audience not to misconstrue about the what when previously, like the rubber glove stock, when everything started to move up very high in 2022, but this time we may see a much longer kind of bull run, right? Many of you would have saw the KLCI breaking back to 1610, except today just came back down again. So there's a lot of these things. And for our members, for you to understand this will definitely give you an edge about the kind of sector you might want to do the rotation in here. So not just the utility sectors. We won't talk so much on the chart. The chart is where you decided to entry, but more of providing the background information, why this all makes sense. The economy behind it, the macroeconomic, that's something you all will answer. And this is also good for myself. Good evening, James. All right. So let's get down to the exploring of opportunity in the Bursa sector utility. So tonight's sharing is what's happening to the energy sector. And also when it talks about energy, you cannot move away from the renewable energy RE. Then of course you may be wondering, why are you talking about it when it is already so high? Precisely the point that I'm stating, because there's a little bit more bull than what we see. It could not be a flash in the pan, but the underlying economy is also important, which is why I want to address this too, right? Can the utility sector go higher today or any other related sector? And this is again, there is what we call a three cross sector opportunity in here. Some of you may already seen this three cross sector in here where they are tied back. For example, utility are tied to what? Technology tied to AI, AI tied to construction, construction tied to property sector. So the circles go around here. And we also look at the underlying political drive that drive this market that we see so far. We'll talk about it. And how do you trade this stock using VSA today? Of course, the context has always been volume spread analysis. How do you trade them, right? This is what we want. And then a little bit of summary. And of course, a reminder for the audience, the year of the dragon is really a bullish year, and I hope you have not forgotten it, which I continue to flash almost every week to remind that if you have difficulty making the kind of return like you've seen some of our members did on the virtual account, okay, let me just put a caveat to that, and also myself in here, then there is a reason why you need to use some of the tools like Smart Robbie, which is available free of charge. You can use it after hours, which will be beneficial to you. And if you're not been very successful, still struggling, at least for the first 6 months of the year, do let us know. Put it in your comment there, and we here at Trade VSA would really want to help you when we've seen so many great successes with our member, and we just hate to see you struggling that way. After all, Dragon Year is a good year, right? Also this year, as I said before, which I continue to flash this, many of the analysts continue to be bullish. You can see Hong Leong 1554. We already exceeded that. I think last close about maybe 1680. the 1615, yeah, 1615. The Kenangan Group, okay, the Kenangan Group, which came out with this report, they also very late. Let me see here. They were at 1650 previously, and now they have upgraded to 1770. All right, you can see here 1770. So they are still looking very bullish, which is actually not much, another 85 points, but which is possible until you hear me out. So stay at the end, hear me out what I have to present to you, right, to share this information, and it may surprise you that some of those stocks may do much better. And this is the whole point of understanding the macroeconomics behind what we see in our daily routine. Okay, so having said that, a quote to support what are the things that we talk about here. I always say luck is when an opportunity come along and you are prepared for it, right? Like many of our members, they are really prepared for it. They do come and listen. Unlike many of the public, the average investor, unfortunately, a lot of them, they tend to, react to it. And of course, as time go into it, many tend to struggle, and we hate to see that. So we always tell our members, be prepared for it. So when the opportunity comes, it's not you being lucky, it's you already prepared, and will you take profit, right? Remember last week we were talking about taking profit. So you want to ensure that you continue to take profit along the way, like the Pony Express methodology, which is what last week we talked about, is the turtle trading educational model that we share with many of our members in here. So this is definitely looking at the sectors if you want to. So where are we now in the KLCI? All right, if you look at the KLCI right now, let me just bring this and erase this. What are the bullish factor that support? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, what are the bullish sector that's supporting the bullish month ahead? And this is what we are talking about in here. Okay, we have a strong book order. Okay, book order, which means there are a lot of projects coming in, okay, which is what we are seeing. Then we have a lot of backlog, okay, of construction, let me just come down here, construction, infrastructure, okay, construction infrastructure. So that's looking very, very good, right? We have also a strong, reasonable, I'll say, reasonable GDP growth. GDP growth, okay, at 4.2%, okay? So a few more, but I think that's my main gist of it, is to let you guys know we have a strong book order, okay? We have a backlog construction infrastructure, and we have reasonable goal. So that means part of this stock market as it goes higher here, okay? So let me just get this. So as the market go higher, now this is what I wanted. As the market go higher and you go higher, there will be period of what we call a pullback. Okay, so during this kind of pullback, that's where you want to be active. And if you are able to absorb this information, right, this pullback as seen on those red pentagon that you hear, don't jump in. If you're just going to be jumping in, a lot of the time you will struggle and the market will turn against you. So what are the support area that I may want to buy? So these are the pullback. Watch out for them in here, okay? The better you watching up that pullback, because here where we'll talk about the reward to risk generally are much better, okay? So this is where we are, as I said before, market ready to turn green pentagon. We are just above here, remember, right? On Monday, we talk about the market stages, okay? Indicator. Our line here, and again, treat this as a training for our members. We want to make sure it goes above the zero line, okay, which is what we are seeing here. So as long as you go above the this zero line in here, anything gray is a nice pullback. And right now you have this support at 1600 level here. So that's a support level. Sometimes you may want to choose to buy here, but if the market were to turn green pentagon, and also knowing the sectors that I'm going to be sharing with you from here onwards, you will definitely know that this is actually a good time to be buying, all right? So keep that in mind, all right? If you take a picture of that, and then we'll go on. Okay, one more time, take a picture of this, and then we'll proceed on. Okay, let me just erase this, all right? So if you look in terms of the scheme of things, right, there are, first one is the Bursa Utilities, all right? Let's take a look at the Bursa Utilities chart. okay, because Bursa usually is the one that we are focusing. Now, Bursa usually really started, the green pentagon really started, maybe get this one here, okay, really started in somewhere in mid-April. And of course, on the 17th of April, where it first turned green pentagon, and since then, the market has really been going up for almost 2 months. And there's a reason behind it. It's all the construction projects, the AI data center, which eventually came out recently, isn't it, right? Those AI center projects like we're going to get down to that, okay? The Malaysia, Google, and also the Microsoft deal, the CEO came over, right? And then Google also had a great talk in here. So that's where the market hike is. And you all know, definitely, right? When the good news comes out, okay? So when good news, okay, comes out, right, take profit from smart money player. Okay, so if you are a smart money player, you want to be taking profit, which is correct. So those of our members who have gone in during the green pentagon in here would have done very well. And you could see the ATR stop loss. Okay, this is the ATR stop loss that you see, the red line here. That is the, the cut loss point. It didn't go below that. Even at currently right now, it hasn't gone out yet. If you do break below here, then you have to be very careful in here. All right. So usually what I can say about this market, it will attempt to move up another level here. And then we will see here whether it will form what we call a double top. So take note of that one. I just want to give a bit of analysis to those of you, our member double top who is listening right now, to give you a basis where likely this market will be going. So right now it's red pentagon. So it's time to take profit. Okay. Then next, the chart is very similar, is the property sectors. Okay. They all go hand in hand, and just bear with me for a while. I want to explain the mechanics behind it. So here you could see almost every 3 or 4 days, right, there is a surge in the volume. So there are people really driving this. And of course, some of these are foreign funds as they come in, but you notice this big sell-off that we see in here, market open lower, but market pushing back up again, right? You got UT here, a lot of line chain taken up in here. So we just have to be patient. This is a very great pullback for you to move up the next level that we've seen around here. So when the green pentagon picks up in here, so this is all from VSA 360. All right, members, make sure you get this up from 360. So you can also see that very similar double top. You push it in here, you take profit from the smart money. Very similar, all three chart. Next one we move on is construction. Now construction is a bit different. As you can see, there was a 2-bar reversal followed by no supply. All right, this no supply here is a very strong move up front here. And if it does hold this level that we see here, all right, at 240 for the construction, this is going to be good. But construction really has been gangbang, and you can see ECRL projects coming out, a lot of line change in here, and foreign funds been really buying this stock, and this is a very good one. Even, we were thinking that at one point we're going to sell off, but these remain like what we see in this minor pause here. Only construction doesn't have any red pentagon yet. All right, there's no red pentagon, so the market could be able to hold up. But even if it were to move sideways, I think that the next hit, it's going to be up. Now, let me know what you think. The audience who is listening tonight here, let me think what do you think? Do you think we're going to have a more bullish construction sector, utilities, and so forth? Now, to really keep behind all this, we have to thank one thing. Okay, we have to thank the Malaysian, I would call that the aggressive economic plan. All right, why do I call it aggressive economic plan is that it comes in all areas right now. You can see the construction, okay, the utilities, the property, all come hand in hand. And many of these are actually driven. Let me see. Yeah, right. Previously, I did talk about this. So check out the last talk that I did on the 28th of February on the YouTube. So I genuinely want to cover those sectors to keep reminding the audience, every time when you come for my talk on Wednesday, there's a little bit of value when you come to it. I'll talk about it, relate back to the construction sector in here. So what has really driven and really connecting all this? The next is the utility, because when you do construction and also the Bursa property in here, you need to have power generation. And that's why utility is important, which I did not cover on the 28th. And more importantly, right now, the need for the data center, which is the AI. You've seen NVIDIA stocks, the Magnificent Seven, all been really pushed up due to the demand for the ChatGPT and, the ongoing going forward. And I think many of you agreed, a lot of the jobs will be replaced by robots. Okay, I would say up to 50%. So the younger one that's coming up to work will have this challenge. So to make sure your children and the younger ones are educated with AI, whatever they do, they could be accountant, lawyer, make sure they have AI to really benefit them. And the Malaysian government really capitalize on this, the Madani government, right? And I so-called call it the aggressive economic plan because they really launch step by step. And the next one is the fuel subsidization, which will come out. I know that's going to put a cost on everybody else, end up paying more 3 ringgit for your petrol, but overall it will be healthy for the country in terms of this Malaysia in here because they can channel the funds to better usage of it. So the 3 sector, Bursa, construction, property, and utilities, all driven by this economic plan and tied in by the Madani plan that the Prime Minister, the 10th Prime Minister, has in place in here. So this is the one that really push it up, right? Yeah. So what does this really mean? It means if you look back the last 6 years, and let me just show you what I mean. If you look back the last 6 years, you go back to the dashboard here on the seasonal, okay? Now this is a seasonal chart of the VSA 360. You can see with the exception of 2017, okay, 2018 was bad, 19 was bad, 2020 was the COVID year because of then there was spurs in the government, 3.8% return. 2021 was bad. 2022 was bad. 2023 was bad. Then all of a sudden, just on the first 6 months only, all positive month, we are up 10.2%. Why is that, right? This is not a flash in the pan. That's my argument for the return. It's because what we have seen, the construction, the property, and something I also talk about on the 28th of February. Check that down out, and that really pushes this market to go up. So I do hope that what I say here makes sense. If I do, give me a thumbs up, then at least I know the response for those of you who are listening in here get some sort of value going forward. Now, the Malaysia Madani plan now can be broken down into 3. Right, is the Malaysian Energy Transition Roadmap, which you will hear time and time again. Any analyst, they will bring it up. They always talk about it. First one. The second one is also renewable energy. So when you see energy, and also national, last but not least, also the same time, is the NSS, the Malaysia National Semiconductor Strategy. So all these are really been the Malaysia Energy Transition Roadmap actually started much earlier, I think during the last year, but just that this year they're able to move out and roll out as people are getting more excited, right, with the AI data center. It makes a lot of sense because, like it or not, now we also have Sam Darby really changing its name to SD Guthrie. All right. Now, why did they do that? Because they're going into renewable energy. A lot of the plantation that they have may take time to plant, 7 to 8 years. So along the way, they want to make some money out of it. So they are going for the renewable energy. They're putting all the solar farm in Kuala Keriang in Kedah. So those are really part of the energy transition roadmap that the government have, that they're moving from, I suppose you call it, coal-fired power plant or diesel-fired generators into renewable energy. So when you move to, this is a transition every country is doing that, and it's committed to COP, I think was 2025, all right? So those are something that every country is doing in that, and that's why you can see a lot of renewable energy like air cells, V Solar. Used to be those one or two players only, but now almost everybody can get in. Right? The latest, I think you all heard, which I'll talk about, is also Marsing is going to the data center because they have property. So they just need the technology partner to build a box, like a shoe box, right? And then put in the cooler, the air condition, the cables, the fire extinguisher, all those, and the data centers. Okay, this is what we're saying. Then to produce the AI data center, of course, the AI chips, that's where the national semiconductor strategy coming. And the current US sanction with China actually benefited us since that started in 2018 during the Trump year. It is still ongoing, but more and more of it. So a lot of the big company now are really moving into cooling. All right. And right now, I think the data center is a new thing going on in the southern region. Right. We will look at those maps in here. So with that in mind, the construction, the Bursa, the usage of the utility, that will drive this Malaysian economy in here now. Okay, let me just erase this. Now, of course, this was the COVID time. All right, let me just go through here. This was the COVID time. Then the government put some stimulation in here. Market really rifle up. You can see also the market year 2021, right? Just now, right? We've seen this here, right? Let me just bring out the, yeah. Year 2020. Okay, year 2020, of course, market always move ahead lah. 2020, we have the big push for this, right? Then 2022, the market started to pick up, but you can see, right? The stock market is always forward looking. As you can see, as it's forward looking, they knew the market will taper off in 2022 and 2023. So right now, the GDP is 4.2, right? Now the market now is already up 10%, right? We saw that. So GDP is definitely going to grow more than 4.2%. Else, it would not go higher, right? We are talking about maybe 5% in here. So keep that in mind. Usually, the stock market will move ahead of the GDP. So whatever you're looking at, the GDP growth, all this, these are like driving, you know, in the car, looking the backlight, that's behind you. So these are important as the economy grow. So if you are looking at the newspaper, you cannot read ahead where is the development go. I actually miss out on the YTL. I didn't take notice of the AI data center. Right now that I understand the AI data center, it's obvious, right? For Malaysia, our energy relatively cheap. Okay, having said that, more important, we have land. Okay, we have land, and we are very close to Singapore because Singapore will be the main driver after what we've seen on the Hong Kong, right? When they revert back to the Chinese administration, right? Many of the talented people actually move out from Hong Kong and maybe to this part of the region. Some went to the US, but I think majority went to Singapore. So when they're in Singapore, is where they would spend their expertise over there. But to produce, right, you need raw material. So when it comes to raw material, land is important. And Johor have plenty, and we all know the new king is a very business-oriented. In here, he know his terms are also 5 years. So meanwhile, he's trying to maximize opportunity to benefit his fellow Johorian and also his local economy. And you can see this is going to be really an ongoing thing in here with more of the opportunity going into the Johor side as Penang is already saturated. So Penang, you can see many of it will be implementing the national semiconductor strategy in here, right? So that is going to be focused there. Then you have a lot of the renewable energy in bigger plot land, especially in Johor. We have that. Selangor will focus a bit on data center. I think we all heard that the Sungai Buloh will already be started on that one. So, all right. So with the renewable energy, there is a niche which is under the sustainable energy department here, that they need to achieve the sustainable energy. Okay, so 2025 is 31%. They need to move to 40%. So that's why you can see a lot of, by the time next time you drive on the highway to either to the north, to the south, you will see a lot of farm. Okay, previously 2-3 years ago was a big thing. It came out and some people bought solar panels, put it up in here, but they didn't know the demand that was really driving it right now, right? Were the AI data centers, all right? To be frank, it was the AI center. A couple of years back, 4 years back, it was a lot of cryptocurrency mining. Cryptocurrency mining, there was a lot of talk. It's a dirty money when crypto went higher. But right now, crypto sort of taper off already after halving in April, right? So we have to see that it has to move beyond the 72, 74,000 onwards. So with that, we see the national renewable energy capacity target will be 40%, which is quite high. Because currently right now, what we call the dirty climate change that we've seen a lot still contribute almost 70% of it. So they are trying to move it in here. And from then onwards, they're going to talk about the saving of the greenhouse effect, reducing 45% in here. Will they hit that? But what we see right now is a good start. While the momentum is there, foreign funds is taking this, right? You can see foreign funds been coming in here. And the market's moving up nicely, as I said before, right? Moving ahead for many people see here. Now, let's look at the renewable energy target, all right? So we said that just now was 40%, 50% by 2024. Every country is doing this, okay? So every country is doing this, which means they are looking at renewable energy, one thing. But what makes it a bit special is the data center, okay? The data center is, to me, that if you put in your data center here, you can also put in Indonesia, the ability to export, if, depending where the businesses is, right? And the land and the expertise, whoever have it first will benefit. Then they're able to export to some of these countries in here. Because, for example, if the land in Indonesia, in one of those islands, are not feasible or they don't have electricity, like what we can do in here, Malaysia were able to export some of the cloud services like the AWS, which is in many regions in here, right? Or they may even shift it to Thailand and so forth. So this is where being cost competitive in terms of energy generation is important. So if you have cost is relatively low, land is cheap, right? Like what we've seen in Johor, then that's where a chance of more data center is been built on this part in here. Okay, then let's go on to the National Energy Transition Roadmap. So there are a lot of elements in there. We're not going to go through it, but what we are saying that one of the action that came out from a national transition as we transition over, right, is the third-party access. Now, the third-party access is something new because previously under the old government, to tap into the Tenaga National Grid, you cannot tap. Which means it's like the national grid is like your highway, North-South highway, okay? So if you want to use the North-South highway one, privately for your use AA one, that one belongs to Tenaga. Only Tenaga can deliver and use the North-South. So beginning this September, independent power producer can sell electricity directly to consumer. So let's say you are an independent power producer. You have solar energy, you have the solar farm in here, right? And you apply for a permit. You can actually sell it to consumer. And that's why I'm saying, but you have to pay a small fee to use the national grid. All right. So as I said before, as the government are trying to rationalize getting more people moving to renewable energy, so they have to have this act going on. So as more people move into it, consumption goes out, and they're building further away from the city. So that's why construction and property makes sense. So as they burn further away, like at the suburb, like Sungai Buloh or Coalfield, or where's that? Beyond the Guthrie Highway there, all those areas, right? If they're going to build solar farms, right? You need workers, construction, property will start to develop as they spread out through over there. So that's why you can see the property sectors. If you don't go out there, you won't be able to see it. All right. In the city-wise, it's pretty much developed, but this is spreading out because people still need to buy some of those property as the area started to spread out, and this is all driven by this national energy roadmap. So hopefully going forward, energy will become cheaper because when you have the energy in here, so overall everything, in my opinion, will become cheaper because even with the AI automation, you have robotics, a lot of these things eventually will grow to be cheaper. Why is that? Very simple. In PLC, robotics cost very expensive, 100 over 1,000. Now there are talks about in China trying to produce, even US, to produce very smart robot, humanoid robot under 30,000 US or cheaper than the Tesla car. So if that's the case, many people use this for labor work. And when you have labor work coming down, right? Labor always is the most expensive part in any cost of production. When labor comes out due to automation by either artificial intelligence in here, so things will become cheaper, all right? Hopefully we get to see it very, very soon in here. So one of the things happening right now is the Energy Act in here. So with that, you can see foreign fund like this. You know what I talk about, the raw material, the land, right? The relatively cheap electricity compared to other region in here, right? And then you can see here why we had big move somewhere in March is some smart money already know. You can see the green color here are the inflows, right? The outflows is just profit taking. And then they're coming back again. So I do think that having said that, you can see Kenangan also upgraded the outcast for year end to 1700, right? From 1605. Right now it's 1650. Okay, yeah, 1615. So another 85 points seems to be going up. So this is the kind of basis. And then the sectors you want to be looking at, they will come and they're like taking spots. Some they will replace each other, like they're number one, then number two, right? So there'll always be a tussle and fight between this group in here. Okay, but keep in mind the construction, the utility, and the property, they are all driven by the three main policies which I talk about in here. So those could be your main focus. Choose one or two stocks, and you want to be able to rotate in and rotate out. Okay, like overall, right, using the VSA setup strategy, which we talk about on Monday, whether you're buying reversal or you're buying change in the momentum as the market go higher, that's where you want to go in. So once you know this, you probably figure out what are the sectors you want to be in, okay? Just don't think about the very expensive stocks or the popular one, although, you know, those are the ones that you hear often, but there are some you can do your own research or use the VSA 360 to look for those that will give you the green pentagon to go in. And that's what I'm trying to look for, the second tier in that sector in there. All right. So the next one is the National Semiconductor Strategy, all right, which was released in MyTech. I think that was about 2 weeks ago. Talk about the amount of new spending. So this is where the government want to take money away from the petrol subsidy lah. Right? That's the one we also used to it, and they want to pump it into item number 4 was very important, the training and upscaling of our Malaysian engineers. We don't have a lot of engineers, right? And many of those sort of engineers has been pinched, and then they go off to Singapore in here, and there are 5 headline target. 10 company design with advanced revenue 1 billion to 4.7 billion. 100 semiconductor related with revenue around 1 billion. Wow, that's very, very high target. 500 billion investment, IC wafer fab, all right? So here they're talking about OSAP, semiconductor assembly and test, which is your Inari, your Globetronics, the usual suspect, but they're going to phase 2, fab chip design fabrication. So they're going to be attracting that, like US are attracting TSM, which they already opened up a plant in Japan. So who knows, TSM may come to Malaysia. You already have Lam Research in Kulim, maybe much of the bigger one, and they're attracting, you know, Apple and Huawei to come in. And it seems to be a conduit for all these big high-tech semiconductor companies to come, so which is a very good thing. So don't give up hope on the Malaysian economy. As I said before, all these things are making it very interesting, and that's why we see technology again around the 21st started to push up, and the market now has a red pentagon, little bit of profit taking in here. Who knows, the market may just depend on tonight. There's a change in that momentum. Remember strategy, which is a high risk move, and start to push higher up there. It may not come back. It will go higher because we only up for only 10% in here, right? Which traditionally has been very, very high in that sense. So you can see there's a lot of strength. And the last time when you have this no demand bar here, market started to turn up. So red pentagon is a good, allows you to pause in here. This is where your support is. Should the market just move sideways, start to pick up, that's where you want to go. All right, evening, Nora. All right. So this is where you want to be also focusing in these sectors that I just talked about. Inari, Frontcan, MPI, DNO, Opstar, Unisem, Vitrox, SPF Tech. These are all in your VSA 360 screener. Now, let's talk about data center. Okay. Now, do you know that the AI and AI data center are the one that is driving most of the energy used worldwide in here, right? Cryptocurrency, we know with all the mining, right? They use up electricity equivalent to a small nation in Africa or maybe in some parts of the Asia in here, all right? So now AI, but crypto can come and go, right? Right now, the AI data center is the one that is big demand because the Western people need it. And also country, mid-sized country like Malaysia find that you cannot get away with it. And guess what? We can always export our AI data center. It's all through internet, right? You can put up a cloud in your AI data center, or you can have some sort of a ChatGPT AI that do the what we call the LLM, right? The kind of number crunching behind it on those data centers, right? Because in Malay, you have different contexts, and do take note, more and more private ChatGPT will be come up where they will train for company specific. Right, that is something new. Maybe I'll talk in another session in here, but that's going to be big because the demand for AI data center for private use is definitely going to be more out there. And of course, many of you know data center use more electricity than many other countries. All the data center, right, use close to about 2 to 250 terawatt per hour, right? More even greater than UK and also Indonesia. Right, big energy movement. In South Africa was 208. I think Malaysia is also around there in here. Okay, and in terms of going back to 2022, the traditional data center is like the cloud server, but the AI data center is up and coming. This is the blue one that you see here. So that will push up to 800 terawatts per hour. Right, the traditional one is still going to be there. Right, you have the AI dedicated one, so it's going to be a mix 80 20% will be the traditional, and then the dedicated one will be the AI where they do a lot of number crunching. So that also comes into next what we talk about, the cross-sector opportunity joint venture. Now a lot of properties previously like we've seen for Massing, right, which also gone into rubber glove, right? They are optonics group. Anything they can do, they will do, right? Because they have land, they have land bank, So once they have the land bank, they can just sort of switch over whatever is profitable, whatever is trending right now. So right now, the AI center, the data center is that as such that they are the first one to jump to it. Now the question is, can they make it to be profitable, right? Because you still need to have customer, no? So usually, like the case of the YTL, they sign up with the C-Link, the game developer, which also owns Shopee, right? So those data centers already been sort of rented out already for the next 5 years. Okay, so it's important that you get your customer first before you build for them, because this is a long-term kind of contract. So you can see here, Sunrise, Sam Darby, SV Setia, Marsing, Echo World, AME, Elite, all are developers, right, that will benefit from the demand of data center, and depending on their land bank. So this means that's why RHP weight overrated, because property, we always say how much can you grow, right? So right now here we are talking about data center driving. So people have no choice. They may have to move out to the outskirts of the data center in here to work there, and they have to buy a property, one or more or less. And that's why analysts, for being what they are bullish on those property. So depending, this whole AI data center generation coming up from US, since last year has taken the world by storm. It's just not a one-off thing. So data center, again, going forward, the demand for energy is going to be heavy and heavy. So which means your share like Tenaga, your YTL Power will do very well, okay, which we're going to look at it shortly afterwards. So the Malaysian data center, previously we have some older one. These are all your traditional data center. There may be one or two of them are new. So you can see the data center revenue. These are all forecasts, looking at billions of ringgit. And of course, some of these are projection only. Okay, you never know. Once the AI thing die off, all these things may not true, because all these are forecast level in here. So the upcoming data center, again, YTL, Yondi Group, AirTrunk, and of course, you all know the M&M Holding, right? Just estimated cost is 600 million, very small only, right? This one is what? Equinox. Equinix is an American company, I believe. This holding is Nusa Jaya. There are a lot of land there. Let's put it away. I can't read this. Is this Gas Holding, but I do know M&M Holding and YTL Power. Let's look at those two. So you can see some of the newer one they are building. Kulim, completed is a fair bit. One here is Kanda. Kulai is another one that's under construction, the YTL, the famous one. Manda Aztec is in Putrajaya. I wonder why Putrajaya is here. Putrajaya is here. Unless it's pointing to here, okay? Putrajaya completed 2. Cyberjaya got 13, all right? Of course, the MSC is there. 3 more under construction. Some of them are traditional AI here, so they decided to build some more. Bandai Aztec, okay. Bandai Aztec is, Bandai Aztec is near the airport, all right? Bandai Aztec. Penang, not much focus, okay? Just one only, right? Kedah, they're going to build another one there. Actually Kedah not much of a Penang, it's a national semiconductor thing. So keep in mind, the national semiconductor focus on the north. Kedah, yeah, Kedah is Kulim lah, Kulim that part. Then you have the center is the traditional data center, and then the south side will be a combination of data and also AI, because the south side is serving Singapore, all right, serving Singapore. So you can see from that, what we just said, YTL Power since beginning of the year, right, has gone up, right, to 5 ringgit because they have secured 5 or 6 years contract already. Last year went up by almost 200-300%. This year YTL is already gone up 110%. To me, this is a bit overdone and overbought. Even the same thing go for M&M Holding. So recently you also see that anything just have the data center here, the flow will run already. That is a big part of the chunk of the movement in here. So by the time you get, it's very little left only. You can see here, market already make the major move. You have to be careful. We don't want this to be another Supermax or Top Glove, and at the top, the bugger come down and buy everything already. So if you go to buy this kind of stocks, be ready to cut loss, because at this high, okay, you can go back in again one. All right, you don't want to have a stock that you get hurt. So that's why for our members, trading in and out, and the Pony Express makes a lot of sense. You don't expose yourself to too much of a longer term. A lot of this thing can be a hype, and all of a sudden when we see the AI data center in US slow down, right? You can see the whole world will just turn inside out and no. Okay, no joke, man. Just like the rubber glove, right? All of a sudden now rubber glove mati keras already. But luckily the US, China sanctioned the Chinese rubber glove maker, and then our local rubber glove producer has a second life, and you know it has a base and started to move up. All right, so where is the next big stock movement in here? If you look at utilities, okay, let's take a look at our trade VSA 360 here, and I really recommend you all to use the 360 just like I show it here. So you go into the KLSE sector here. Right, you go to energy, which is the right track, and then you want to just swap over to have the highest. We are looking at utilities right now. Okay, hit that one. So here we have the highest turnover. You have Tenaga. Okay, so what we want to do is, I wonder whether you can do this. Yes, you can mouse over it. Okay, you can see Tenaga turning up a nice, just red Pentagon turning up very nice. Okay, there was a target price of Tenaga at $16. Okay, YTL Power now is moving sideways. You can see, right? Not a time yet. Wait for the green Pentagon. You got YTL Corporation, very similar. So see, YTL Power, YTL, they're all like brother and sister, like abang adik like that. Okay, Rand Hill already move up a lot, Rand Hill, but it's a gas, it's a water utility, pet gas. Okay, not much. Tali work down. Malakoff is not bad. Take a look at Malakoff. Recently priced 72 cents here. Electric City also. MCFB has pulled back a bit already. MCFB turned the green. This is the one I bought around 3 something in here. Sakon is the water one. Finally it broke off. I think broke out. I think we talked about this previously in our live trading stock. And then also Gas Malaysia. Let's go to the next one. PBA is a water play, which has gone up a lot. Right? And this is what I always talk about. When you go up a lot here, and suddenly there's no more news to drive it, a lot of the stocks will go through like what we see here, red Pentagon. And that's may also happen to a lot of these utility stocks that we talk about in here. But hopefully the momentum and the backdrop, the foreign fund coming in, they will provide the support, because the local smart money fella, they're not going to support you one. We just need the foreign fund to support it. So we do hope that they will stay a bit longer. Okay. Eden has gone to electricity, but this one is kaput. This one you can see a turnover is so little only. Turnover is stock price times the volume here. All right. So this is where you can look into those stocks, and if you think Tenaga is a good one, that's where you want to eat. Now, also US market worthwhile to know, just to share with the members, there are data center ETF considering, so use the trading wheel. DLR, they haven't run yet. A lot of these, DTCR, okay, just look at this. Let me just show you. Okay, DTCR. Okay, and DTCR, if you look at DTCR, ETF holdings, not bad. No, excuse me. They are some of the top holdings. Is digital reality. Here is the holdings. Right. They got American Tower, which is traditional. A lot of these are REITs. Yeah, Equinix. There you can see. Equinix, the one that came over to Kulai one. Nusa Jaya, American company in here. Crown Castle, digital reality. China Tower, Supermicron, Keppel DC. Is it Keppel DC also is inside? Keppel DC. Keppel DC, I think is going to move up. NVIDIA is in there. Okay. GDS. Any more? SBA, Digital Bridge, Micron, Microchip, AMD. All right. So if you really don't want to have time, you can take a look at this share, DTCR. So DTCR is in here. Green Pentagon, right? Started to turn down. This is where you want to use the VSA setup if you want to trade this. Only $14 only, okay? So from here onwards, you can see market already turned. This is something I was going to share with you last week. Remember the members, right? The market has sort of reversed. You got the gray light, green pullback here. This is a good area to go in. Because you know why? Remember? I think those of you came down, go up, okay? Came here, go up, right? Because it's supposed to go in here, one. This is a good entry. Okay, this was a good entry. Went up. So if you miss that, the market pull back, this is another good entry. This is, okay? So this is what we talk about, the reversal, right? We may not get some pullback. For the Bursa, it's pullback. Okay, let's go on and look at some stocks now. Okay, so Massing and Suncon, we'll look at them because they have also talked about moving up higher. And if you have any stocks from our audience, which is related to data center, let me know. We can look at it too. Okay, let's take a look at Massing. So Massing, you can see from here, as I said before, every time when it go above the zero line here, and this is something, wait, I want to go on. Yeah, this is the market stages, buying, avoiding, and staying. So there are three patterns only I teach the members in our training, right? The reversal, the pullback, and the change in momentum. Now, the DTCR, the one that looked like a double bottom, that's a reversal pattern, okay? When you have that reversal pattern, your risks are lower and the market can go up. Use the VSA trend indicator and the market stages. That will really help you a lot. We will cover those. But here, just I want to go into some live example in here. So this one, definitely not. You can see, this one is a change in momentum. So as a market breakout down, a little bit of pullback, if you want to go in, okay, because this is, riding that momentum to go up. You got to put your stop loss very, very close here. Okay, then we have Suncon. So Suncon turned red Pentagon here. This one you have to wait, okay, because the market here right now, right, you can see started to turn green, turn gray here already, right? Gray can break down one, no? So this one Suncon don't touch first. Massing, okay, Massing turning up. Once it started to turn green in here, the bugger will poof up another round again, because there may not be much on it. But I do think that if the market hit here, just be a bit careful. Very short. It may not run a lot. Trends, you can see trends still down, still up, and trends still up. Okay. So if you have any stocks, let me know. Okay, we're gonna be looking at. So let's take a look at some of those stocks that we have here, just so before we close the session. Okay, we got YTL Power. So YTL is broken down back here. So right now it's moving below the safety line here. It's in gray. So the market now gray, you have to be very careful. It can turn red here, right? And then push down. Okay, so right now we just have to observe sideways. I would definitely put my stop loss around 478 because when it turn red, there may be some selling here. But generally, if the news continue to be good, the fella will just move, couple of shakeout, and then will continue to go up. Okay, because it has to form a double top if you cannot go higher. Okay, so this is what I mean. If you cannot go higher, it does need to form a double top. See here, 1, 2, something like that. Another one touch here, and then only come back down. Must form double top one. Cannot just come down like that one. Right. That's where they want to shake out a lot of the past buyer here. Okay. So keep that in mind. So our members, those of you who know, okay, M&M Holding, I think we talked about. Let's talk about TNB. Okay, TNB. Again, any stocks that you want me to look at, please put it into a comment. I'm happy to look into them. Tenaga, TNB, not TNG. Oh, okay. It takes Tenaga. Okay, Tenaga National. Yeah, Apple continue to be very strong. Okay. All right. If you look at Tenaga, analyst has the forecast at $18.60. How do I know that? Tenaga, go over here, 1450. Right? There were a lot of call by 1450, 1450, 1455. MWest, buy on hold 1249. About 1455. Okay, 1455. I saw one today telling me $16. Okay, upside only 9% in here. That's 5th of June by TA Securities. Okay, so another 9% in here. So right now you see here, the market has made a very nice move. And if you follow the green pentagon, okay, from here to here, that's a 10% move, which is quite good for blue chip stock. Okay, so right now the market pull back. You can see climatic action here, turn back up. I wouldn't go in yet because they have to, how do I say this? It at oversold area, the market normally pull back quickly and reacting like this is because due to the analyst call. A lot of analyst call saying 1450. So the market will try to push back up, again, distribute. Going forward, this kind of thing will come back down, and also earning also come out already. So earning is picking up. Yeah, earning was a surprise to the downside. So remember, this is distribution right now. Don't buy it yet. Okay. And if you want to buy it, wait for it to drop a bit more. Wait for that green pentagon. Only do. Okay. We got TNB, MFCB. Now MFCB is mega first. They have they have projects in Laos. So you can see from here, there's a double top, right? It's a double top. Market coming a bit weaker. You can see here, gray. You can just watch out for the breakdown to the red. It hasn't gone down to the red for a long time. You can see, right? The last time was September 2023. Okay, and you can see that time when it went below, that was 327. So profit taking can be seen right now. Okay, so this one not the time yet. So that's why when you have a market indicator like the one I've shown you in here, you will know some of the favorite stocks you want to go in or don't go in. And of course, you also have the green pentagon, which will give you the the signal, right? The smart Robi user won't able to see the market stages that you see in here, right? This is something on our VSA 360 member. Okay. So I think I've talked a lot every Wednesday about it, and also member like to know, right? This journey would not be possible if we don't have a system. Our Pony Express system is one of the things that you see currently where our members are doing well. I cut two losses. I'm back down to 19%. You can go over to our website. Right in the middle of the website will be our monthly return so far. And we do this for 6 months for our virtual trade. In here, you can see our members are doing pretty well. GFM is still okay. The stocks that we have, GFM. Yep. Suddenly turn back up again. You got no demand some more. Very nice. Chante. Let's see if this fella can run some more. 3% up, 6% up, 3% up, came back down and up. And so you can see this is what I talk about in here. When the market turn back gray, turn green, right? That's where you want to see. So like this one here, it has to turn back green. But once it turns green, it's going to be up at the danger zone. Again, they will start to distribute. And that's why this risk, it can go up 13, 14, after you distribute. This one has more to go higher. Okay, that's the two different. Hope you learned something tonight. Huh? Okay, this is our monthly return. March, we're up almost 12%. April, 9%. May, we are down. Okay, so far we are May down. Haven't been doing that here. Fajar, we taken profit on Fajar. Right, let's look at Fajar. Did Fajar go higher? Oh yeah, Fajar went even higher. We went in around here. We took profit somewhere around here, this bar here. And then another 11% move. Took out the upthrust. You can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Pull back, go higher some more. Whoa. This one, if you got guts, let the thing run some more. Because it's construction ma. And who knows, Fajar has another deal coming in like AI data center, the market move. So from here onwards, it's already up 72% for this year. For Fajar, yeah, we got in for Fajar in here. But it's okay. We follow a strategy. That's why it's called a Pony Express. But if the market would turn the other way, we are also okay. Right? So check out our monthly performance result for our non-members. And if you want to choose to drive, and this is something that our confidence will come true, right? We back test it to a range of price. You can see the mid cap, right? The high penny and the mid penny is always the best performance one, and the very low price penny stocks, right? You can see from here. These are our two. That's why you notice when we pick any stock, we always go for the penny shares, and then they do much better in here. So keep in mind, if you're going to use that strategy, do a bit of back test on your mid thing in here. So you can see for 2023, there's about a 25% in here. And so far, we are already at the 20% for 3 months. Let's see how we go from here. All right. Doing trading full-time? Not necessary. You can do it part-time, right? Ask yourself, being a proficient and profitable trader, have a strategy, have a support group, right? And if I have questions, who do I go to? For our members, definitely we have our Monday live training that you all can go. All right. Remember, smart people will learn from their own mistake, but the smarter one will learn from the mistakes of others. And that's why we do a lot of sharing my part of my mistakes that I take. Okay. All right. Be our members, we use the turtle trading model. I think many of you in. So on InvestFair, all right, please take note, those of you members, we will be at booth 103 on the 22nd and 23rd of June. All right, just another 2 or 3 more weeks. Saturday and Sunday, it's a 9 a.m. to, I don't think I will stay up to 9 p.m. Probably around 6 p.m. I'll be gone. Okay, so at booth 103, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come and say hello to me. I'll be happy to see you guys. And, it's good to catch up too. It's just very close to the entrance. A lot you can register. My talk is on Sunday. Okay, my talk is on Sunday. So every morning, my breakfast show is still on. And that's all I have for tonight. Okay. So join our Telegram chat room if you have not done so. And any stocks that you want me to look for, let me know. All right. Okay, so that's all I have for tonight. So overall, the conditions are very good. The sectors are there. But right now, a lot of stocks are undergoing profit taking. Just be mindful, they could be in stage 3 distribution. Do the market stages analysis and then figure out what strategy you want to use, whether you use a change in momentum. If you do that, assume the stock is going to pick up and move. Be ready to take profit and cut loss. And those stocks that's going to pull back, wait for the support area, wait for the green pentagon, look at your market stages, and then go back in. It's much more easier that way, right? All this is sort of, very discretionary use from our members in here. And I do think that you will do well, giving the background. If the market were to rally, you're into it. Remember, we talk about luck. Luck happen to those who are prepared. And I do hope from tonight, those of you who are attending and listening, you are already fully prepared from the sharing I have tonight. So that's all I have. Thank you for coming. I'll see you on Friday for our breakfast show with VSA 360.